All right. I got to course correct before we get this one started, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. I tried to do it in the last video, but I got to do this over. I didn't want to make a whole new list. I might expand this list because yesterday I did a top 10 horror icons and I backtracked, tried to make it at the end of the video how I really felt, but I got to redo this list right now. Like I said, I might do a top 10 again, redo it, to revise the countdown and make it more pristine, better. And I might even do a top 15 and add, because over the night doing this script, I thought about more people who I want to add. I had a top 10 icons list without forgetting one of my favorite franchises, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Legend. So I amended the list. This is a completely different list from yesterday, and I'm gonna run it off before I get into the particular video I'm finna do right now. The top spot's still similar, the same, but when I put this countdown together, Norman Bates came in at number 10. He gets bumped out into the honorable mentions. Pinhead kept his spot, even though I like the Psycho franchise more than the Hellraiser franchise. Like I said, Pinhead is an iconic look. I ain't enamored with the franchise and the demons and all of that, but I like that damn Pinhead. I like how he looked. Badass. Without further ado, let's get this out the way, because it's like a damn makeup video. I still got 1 is Jigsaw. 2 is Freddy Krueger. 3 would be Leatherface. He take Michael Myers' spot originally in my countdown. That pushes everybody a spot back. Mike goes into 4, Michael Myers. 5 would be Chucky. 6 would be Candyman. 7 is Pennywise. He got a spot down because of this new kind, like I said. Jason would be 8. Ghostface would be 9. And like I said, Pinhead would be the 10th. And Norman Bates from the Psycho franchise would have been in the honorable mentions, as I mentioned. Back to business. But I had to get that out the way because that just didn't sit on my conscience right. And for my fans and content, they know that would have looked odd to them. This, because I tried to make the countdown subjective and what the fans would think and the overall context. And even in that aspect, he damn sure would have cracked the top 10. But I say fuck all that. This is my list, my personal perspectives. So he damn sure would have been in the top 3 because it's one of my favorite franchises. Even though the movies, like I said, some are hard watches. Now, I got that out the way because that just didn't sit well with me at all. I got that out the way. That's leading into Texas Chainsaw Massacre, number 1, that spawned the franchise. Toby Hooper, Kim Hinkle, they created this. Like I normally always say this, when I go into a in-depth analysis about a franchise or a synopsis about it or anything like a review, all of them are the same basically, just different wording. But when I go into one of those, I normally give you so much backstory, but I'm not going to regurgitate what you already know, how low the budget was, how the shooting schedule was crazy, how the Texas heat was burning them, all the dead meat, and they really had taxidermies there getting dead dogs, horses off the side of the road, all that the FDA cut. And some things were just too jarring. But these actors had to, it wasn't like nowadays, 2021, where everything is CG or props or prosthetics or perfectly set and conditioned for an actor. This was basically work pain conditions. Like the cast was throwing up from the heat, from the smell. Like they have a real flesh pig and they shooting all the bright lights and cameras and they darken the room from the Texas heat. And they got to endure the smells and the damn rotten chicken leg roasting in their face. Like this Texas, it's 110 during the day, during shooting hours. And with the cameras and the lights and all the black shades bringing more heat, you couldn't tell if you watched this movie, the agonizing pain that they went through. But that was hell. Everybody knew about the low budget and the gross and how they was X-rated and banned throughout countries, and even some places in America refused to show this movie before it became what it became. But That's a little minor backstory. Like I said, Kim Hinkle, who created part 4, why I give him a pass for that shit with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, Next Generation. Because Leatherface was a bitch in that. I give him a pass for that because, like I said, it's better than 3D, do your thing, cuz, and it's Kim Hinkle. You get a pass when you created this masterpiece. That's like Toby Hooper. I gave him a pass for part 2. It's a cult classic, but I didn't like that one particularly coming off 1. I like 3 a lot more. That ain't controversial. That's kind of the norm. People don't like 3 because it's cut out a lot with the FDA approving some of the kills. But still, all of that shit I'm mentioning is just blabber. Let's get to this one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 1. Like I said about Kim Hinkle and Toby Hooper, they writ, created, directed, everything is them. They get all the praise. I don't care who helped them or who did this or that, low budget, whatever. No, these are the guys that made this franchise happen. And then we got the, I'm gonna say the acting cast, because it's the greatest cast damn near in horror history. I'm talking about Freddy, Jason, nothing, Child's Play, whatever cast you want to bring up. I can go with this cast. Saw 1 cast, Saw 3 cast. I can debate this is better than all of them. I'm going to go by the cast protagonists. We got Marilyn Burns, which is Sally Hardston. She is a Scream Queen icon legend, but she don't get her flowers enough. And I'm telling you, to be honest, this came out before Halloween, before Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Saw. This inspired a lot of those franchises and how they was gonna make their dominary figure. And she is, to be honest, the original final girl. Before it was even a title, Laurie Strode got that in the Halloween franchise. Like, it became a trope of horror movies. But Sally is the original. Don't never get that fucked up. She the original final girl. We got her brother in the particular movie, which is Franklin Hardston. This is played by Paul Pertain. Everybody who know the franchise and know the history of Leatherface know Paul Pertain as Franklin in the wheelchair, quadriplegic. Like, dude played this damn role so much, and I ain't bullshitting. When I say he was the best actor in the movie, I mean that, besides Sally. But dude should have got some kind of horror supporting actor role kind of award, something. Because dude played not a bitter, but like a spoiled, wheelchair bound brother who, it's just like, he in a wheelchair, so you want to feel sorry for him, but at the same time, he annoying as fuck to where you get past he in a wheelchair, and he plays the part well. Then we got Alan Dezinger. That's Jerry, no last name. He just Jerry. And everybody know this simply because of the movie. I'm going to get to the reasons why he ring bells. It's like a bell ringing off in your head with him. And then we got the last protagonist, one of the most iconic kills of the movie. I'm going to get to it when I get to it. This is Terry McMahon. This is Pam. A little side story with Pam. All horror movies want to show some ass, some titties, some nudity, all of that. She wasn't going for this shit. She was like, no, I ain't doing no sex scene. I ain't showing no TNA. None of that. So they got her on some creepy shit. Not like behind her back. But because she was sexy as hell in the 70s. How can we show some kind of sex appeal to this movie? Because it's part of the genre. And speaking of that, they created part of that genre. Sex, drugs, you know what I'm saying? Free life, hippies, whatever. So her iconic ass shot walking up to the Sawyer's house has became a trope in the franchise, where every girl, whether she final girl or not, gotta have that sexy ass shot walk up to the house. This started it. I seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre documentary from the DVD I had, and she said it. They fought hard for me to do some nudity, but I didn't want to do it. But when they did this, I was degraded by that. My little ass shot, little cheeks coming out the shorts. But she said she glad that they pushed for that, because that is iconic besides her death and rememberable. Because now, every movie after, they had to get a nicer, bigger little ass for that shot. And women was willing to do it. Side note for her. Now we got the Sawyers. These are the antagonists of the film. The legendary, the GOAT, the man who personifies, it's like what I say about Gunnar Hansen. What I say about Damn, I'm talking too fast. My bad. What I say about Kane Hodder with Jason. This is Gunnar Hansen with Leatherface. Every actor after had to come to him for advice, for counsel, how to don the mask, how to carry the chainsaw. Nobody could ever do it. Like I said, I like Andrew Bernisky, but he was more of a brute, an evolution of this guy. When I tell you he's a crazy, cannibalistic, psychopathic puppy, I mean that. And I'm going to get to the reasons why as it happened. But Gunnar Hansen, side story. He went to a real psych ward with the demented, ill, criminally insane people. He walked in as Gunnar Hansen. He said, I'm finna study. I'm finna get deep into how they think, how they walk, how they act, how they talk, how they interact with each other. I want to be here until you can't tell I'm a Gunnar Hansen. I want to be here so long to where you look at me as a patient. And throughout the days, weeks, month, it came steadily to where you didn't realize that he was an actor in character. I'm talking about method acting at its finest. Don't underestimate that role or that part, because that's dedication. That's like I heard a story from Sidebar. It's a hood movie called Hustle and Flow, played by Terrence Howard. For him to get into that role of being like a low-level pimp, he lived with pimps for 2 months to get the lingo and the swagger of them. That ain't shit, because if you with pimps, you around beautiful women, money, cars, jewelry, diamond, and respect. In a psych ward, that shit way harder to deal with the smells, the real craziness of it, being locked down. Like, man, he went into a motherfucking rage with this role. We got Jim Seedow, R.I.P. I mean, time out. Spoilers, like and subscribe. And it's going to be a lot of R.I.P.s, because this movie came out in 74. 1974, young kids. Your grandparents probably wasn't even born then in this age. Because my mom, R.I.P., was young when this came out. My point is, this is an old classic movie, and these actors, most of them or all of them are deceased. Jim Dugal as Grandpa. And then we got Edwin Neal as Nubbins Sawyer / the Hitchhiker. This cast right here, I mean, it speaks for itself, to be honest. This is legendary. Now, let's get to the movie. Because that was a lot of talking for nothing. It wasn't for nothing, but you get what I'm saying. This movie right here, if you ain't ready, like, first of all, for the young generation, you done seen everything from Saw to, even the remake of Leatherface, Chucky's, Freddy's, Hills Have Eyes, Devil's Rejects, so, Wrong Turn. You done seen gore at its finest, at its brutality. CG making things look better or worse in cases. So if you watch this how all old school classics were. It's not gory as it sound or seem or may be. When you hear Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you see the cover poster, you expecting brutality. But it's not that much blood in this movie, and it's just the mentality so fucked up. The FDA was like, we can't let this ride like just a normal slasher. Like, they just felt it was so grotesque to the material. Like, movies ain't near fucked up as real life. If you write a movie that shit fucked up, you might be thinking, damn, his mind demented. But when you see shit that happen in real life, you like, what the fuck? Like Jim Jones motherfuckers, Hitlers. And I say Idi Amin, evil motherfuckers. Just evil people through history. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The shit people go through in real life. The dark ages. Like the shit people was torturing people. Like, your job is to think of torture. That shit way worse than a movie. But to the American public, unlike other countries, they really stigmatize what they make us see on TV. If they want to promote marriage, they promote the fuck out of it. If they want to promote gay marriage and lesbians and dykes, they promote it. But one thing they ain't gonna promote is fucking violence at an all-time level as if it's cool. So this movie could have been way worser, grotesque, if they just said, do what the fuck y'all want, the FDA. But the movie police, basically. But with all that being said, I'm glad it's your imagination got to matter. That's what I said about part 3. If your imagination can't imagine what the kills was supposed to be, or hearing director's cut what it really was, then it'll take you out. But if you come in this shit open-minded, put yourself in these shoes, put yourself in these character situation, not you now with a Draco 30 FN cops everywhere. Put yourself in 1974 with 3 of your friends and no possible inclination what's finna happen to your ass. That's what'll make this scary instantly. So like I said, we got Jerry, Franklin, Sally, Pam. It's somebody else I'm missing too, to be honest, because it was Sally had a boyfriend. Jerry and Pam, I think, was couple, and Franklin was like the fifth wheel. I fucked that up. Excuse me. But it's 5 main characters. I fucked that up. Because like I said, Sally and her boyfriend, basically the plot of the movie, I'm finna get into it. They from like Dallas or somewhere. They hear that they grandparents up in a rural area of Texas. It's been grave robbings where people going in graves, stealing jewelry off the bodies and stealing the corpse, like hanging them up in like Halloween costumes on other graves, just weird shit. So Sally and Franklin gather Jerry and Pam and the other guy up, which is Sally's boyfriend. They gather them up and say, we finna take a little road trip to see if our grandparents' graves been fucked with. Because their grandparents left them a lot of plots, land in this particular area. So they on a road trip to check it out. So soon as you hit the scene of the movie, you see a dead armadillo. They say that supposed to have been a horse, but they damn sure cut that out and it was too gory. The horse scene would have been jarring off top, but the armadillo still work, if you get what I mean. So when they get in the car, the 5, you know what I'm saying, they like teenagers, you know what I'm saying? We know they mid-20-year-old people playing teenagers. They ain't even, you know what I'm saying? They just giving you a backdraft of how to build characters, to be honest. Like, future franchises wanted everybody to be so not likable, so when they die, you happy. That's the backwards way of doing a horror movie to me. I think you want every one of your protagonists likable, so they death matter. If I'm looking at these motherfuckers and saw like rapist, murderer, kidnapper, kill these bitches, then all I'm here for is the bad guy. So they did a good job in the opening act showing you these characters like Pam with the astrological shit and the universe and zodiac signs. Sally just a nice little chick, a normal Southern belle. Jerry is like he got a little spark to him. He play his little guitar, but he a normal, cool guy. And Sally boyfriend, who I'm gonna have to do another video to get his backstory, he just a normal guy too, similar to Sally. And Franklin is the annoying, you know what I'm saying, fifth wheel, basically. So you getting their personalities, their character. They obviously horror movie first. Run out of gas. They stop at Sawyer's We Slaughter Barbecue. That's some kind of quotation, like Craven's Inn and Nightmare on Elm Street, the little place they go to hang out. So they go there, get some gas, and trying to get back in the day when you go get gas, people automatically start washing your car. You know what I'm saying? They start getting gas and stuff like that. And that's when they get to I fucked it up again. First, they picked the hitchhiker up, which is Edwin Nils Nubbins. He in the car being weird. He got like a big ass birthmark on his face. Weird looking hobo hickey type of person. So they still, back in this day, you could hitchhike. You could let motherfuckers in, you know. Stranger danger was not a thing. It wasn't no serial killers in America at this point. So it wasn't, and it's 5 of us. So they pick him up. He trying to like force him to buy a picture. They like, no, we good. He burned the picture. Like, he doing weird shit. He cut Franklin's arm, so they kick him out. He even cut his own hand. So after they kicking him out, he wiped blood on the car basically to mark the van. Because it's a rural town. Everybody know what's going on. So now I can get to the gas station where they getting gas and shit. The little dude start washing the car. He see the blood. He skip right over it. Like, you know he in on it. You don't know he in on it, but it turns out he was in on it. So the Drayton Sawyer, he the proprietor of this particular barbecue joint. So he like, yeah, man, actually, y'all should just chill around, have some barbecue. We could chop it up a little bit. They like, no, we got some business to take care of. He like, no, y'all shouldn't be going around people's houses. Y'all don't know them like that. They like, no, it's my grandpa's place. He's like, it's your pa's place. All right, woo. He give them directions to get where they want to go. Also, that's right, gonna be in their territory. I'm not gonna finna drag this review out every step, every beat. I'm finna start getting to it. So now they basically driving to the area to see if they grandparents' gravestones was bothered or messed with. They get there, don't see nothing. Pam and Jerry start trying to have a little fun. So they ain't here just to see grave robbing stuff and tour the countryside. He want to go, excuse me, he want to go to the river fall down there and have a little fun with his chick. Understandable. They get down there and the river fall done dried up. So now they like, man, we can't do this. Let's just try to see if we can find somebody and get some gas, because they hear a loud motor going. So now they enter in Leatherface's domain. They go to the porch, knock on the door, woo woo. It opens. So Jerry, he start investigating. He go in the house, and Pam is sitting on like the swing chair that they got on the tree, like a tree swing chair. You know how people have tires on a tree? This had like a little swing set where you could sit on it. So Jerry in the house investigating. The deeper he get, he start running because he hear like chicken noises and crazy noises. He run up to the door and slips. Excuse me again. That's when Leatherface make his, you know what I'm saying, iconic, you know what I'm saying, appearance. I'm talking about, man, this should have scared the fuck out of the toughest nigga. He got the human skin leather face mask, the best mask of the franchise history. He got the dirty butcher apron. Now, the classic iconic Leatherface look. But he ain't got the chainsaw. He got the big ass, extra large kill a cow mallet. Bang Jerry in the head. He start convulsing on the ground. Bang him again to make him completely die, stop moving. Then the iconic door slash. Doom. When I seen that shit, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? This is different from anything I ever seen in my entire life. So Pam like, man, he bullshitting. Come on, Jerry, screaming to him. Come on, let's go. Then she wanders into the house. She instantly gets traumatized because they start showing the Sawyer's house. It's like bones, skeletons. They got like skeleton chairs, all kind of human remains and animal remains as house decorations. So she get to coughing like I just did, losing her appetite from the shit she's seeing. That's when Leatherface comes out and snatches her up. She hit the door instantly, but he grabbed her and start bringing her in. This was so iconic because it's broad daylight, but that don't mean a motherfucking thing because you out in the wilderness. Nobody know where you at. He dragged her in the house. Lack of no lack of fighting back or nothing. He overpowered her easily. She 110, he like 310. That's when he iconically put her on the meat hook and start, you know what I'm saying, revving the chainsaw up, cutting Jerry's head off for dinner later. Now we go back to the other three. This is where Sally, Franklin, and her boyfriend chilling like, man, we all supposed to kicked it, did what we did, met up. Where they at? The boyfriend, like, I'm finna go look for him. Sally, like, I'm gonna come with you, babe. And Franklin, you stay here and watch the car since you in a wheelchair and we going through the woods anyway. He like, fuck that. No, good. Stay here. Stay here with your brother. It's getting dark anyway. I got this. So now you know at this point, we done seen Leatherface. The more fuckers come to his lair, the more body count finna start. So the boyfriend get to trialing down the same aisle. He get over to the house. He get in the house. He don't see as much stuff as they seen when they came, because he came through the back door and it's like a deep freezer where you keep meat at. It's like shaking. So he like, what's going on? Y'all playing games with me. He think it's a game or a joke. Like, he ain't understanding what it is. So as he opened the deep freezer, Pam pop out. Like, she was on the meat hook. Now they got this bitch freezing like human meat, like food. But she not dead. So she pop out. It's like a crazy sound effect. She look all traumatized. That's when Leatherface pop out. Roar! He got the mallet again. Bang him over the head. And the scream he made was like, such a bitch. But you can't say such a bitch, because I would have screamed just like a bitch too. It was like, ah! If you seen this, It's like a movie, your worst nightmare. You ain't scared, you befuddled. You don't know what the fuck what is this? This is not something you see every day. So he bashed him in the head, killed him. Now Leatherface, I didn't say it really, but he also slow Down syndrome, dementia. He kind of, like I said, he the killer of the family, but he the pet. He the Seek. Drayton Sawyer is the leader, which is his big brother, and Subbins is also his brother. But they all different ages. Like Drayton, like in his 60s. Nubbins might be like late 30s to early 40s. And Leatherface is like he probably 25 to 30. But they all brothers. But it's no women in the family. Just all that shit you ain't thinking about to the documentaries and years later and the analyzations and people profiling and YouTubers. But at the time of the movie, you thinking maybe that's a father and his two sons until they tell you what it is. But back to the business. So now he dead, he gone. Franklin start to freak the fuck out like, man, fuck that. I know we love our friends, but it's getting dark as hell. Shit, people coming up missing. Let's get the fuck up out of here. She like, I ain't leaving without my man. You crazy. We ain't even really want you to come. They starting to break apart instantly. So she like, give me the flashlight. I'm going to go look for him myself. He like, no, y'all leaving me here? I'm going to come with you. She like, nigga, I can't push your big ass in this wheelchair down the hill. I'm going to go. He's strong as hell because if you're in a wheelchair, your upper body is way stronger. You use your hands way more. Your legs are not at all. So she fighting for the flashlight, but she can't get it from him. So she like, fuck it, I'll go without it. He like, nah, sis, just roll me down. I'll come with you. She's still nice. She still love her brother. So she like, this gonna be hard as fuck. But I'm a do it. Because they got the keys with them. So Franklin like, y'all ain't finna leave me here at the car wheelchair bound with no keys. So she started wheeling them down. They like, you hear that? It's like, look, creeps through the bushes. That's when Leatherface pops out and start chainsawing Franklin through the wheelchair, cutting him up, gutting him like Candyman from his groin to gullet. But it's no blood. It's blood splatter coming on his apron, his butcher apron. But excuse me, with these kills and the hooks, the splitting, the killing. In this modern era, you will see all of this, CG or not. You will see all this vividly. But back then, it was a different lifestyle, a different way we did things in movies. So your imagination just got to work, and it did for me. So now he chasing Sally. The final girl moment starts. He chasing her through the woods, chasing her. She getting little. And her eyes, the way he running, it got like a slow motion moment where he on her heels. Like if he swing the chainsaw or throw it at her, it'll knock her off balance. Cause she already run through the forest, hair getting tangled, cut, banging against branches. She already getting fucked up just from running from him. But he know the woods and know the angles. So he hit a snag at a point where she burrow under cause she littler and he cutting through the underbrush because he can't just get through with his size. She get through, escape through, get back to the gas station where Drayton is. He locking up. You like, woo! This like a 5-minute intense chase. The best final girl chase of all time to me. So when she get to the barbecue stack, Drayton like, chill down, baby, what's good? Okay. She hysterical. It's a man. He killed us all. He killed my brother. She hysterical like you would be. Call the cops. He like, baby, ain't no phone here. You like, first you didn't have gas earlier. Now you ain't got no phone. She's starting to look around. It's like rib cages in the barbecue shack where they frying this shit. Like it's cow or steak. They got human rib cages and human body parts. When she started noticing that, he like, I'm finna get the car, take you to the police station. So while he going to pull up the car, he also getting his little, murder kit, the gloves, the rope, a knife, shit to capture her. Cause he looking suspicious but this is the point where it reveals he part of the family. So when she get in there, he got the rope, he got the baggie to tie her up with and put the bag over her head. She looking like, what you got the rope for in the broom? So she get the knife and start attacking him. He run at her with the broom, knock the knife out, start whacking the bitch with the thing. Tie her up, bam, we on the way back to the crib. When they pull into the driveway is where you see the hitchhiker. He got like 3 or 4 dead squirrels. He acting crazy. So Drayton get out the car. Like I said, he a big brother, but he more like a father. He get out the car and get the beating his ass. They almost seen you on the motherfucking road. Why you keep fucking with them graves? You gonna get all of us knocked. He like, nobody saw me. Nobody saw me. Get your ass in the house. So when they pull up, Leatherface come out. She like, what the fuck? All y'all together? Y'all all in cahoots? So then they drag her in the house, tie her down. Nubbins get the fucking with her. I thought you were in a rush. And you looking at Sally like, God damn, this fucked up. At least everybody else had a quick death. They finna torture this bitch. The iconic dinner scene. They all got real, like, food. Not food like food, but human sausages, human this, human that, dirty little tea looking. They just talking to her like, we don't want to, it ain't nothing personal. We just got to eat. We got to do what we do. And they just all like Leatherface. He got the woman outfit for the dinner, like because he changed his outfit depending on his appearance or how he feeling. He and his, when they pulled up, he had like a grandma nursing outfit on. Not nursing, but grandma apron like he cooking. But this, he all got the suit on with the woman face, the powder. I like the way his outfits change in this. No other movie duplicated his outfit change and feelings like this one. They all in her face, touching her mouth, lip and shit. She disgusted, like, I'll do anything you want. We know what the fuck she meant when she said that. She like, I'll do anything you want. Just let me go. They like, we don't want your pussy. We want your organs. We want your heart. We want your legs. And they basically saying that without saying, I just threw that on for spice. But you know what I mean. They like, we ain't here for sex. Bitch, we finna chop your ass up. They bring Grandpa out. This nigga like 90, half dead as a bitch, like a vampire. He got a fetish for blood. They chop her arm open, her little finger open. He's sucking the blood. They like, so then Drayton get tired of the torture. Her eyes all popping out. You know what I'm saying? They like, man, let's stop torturing this bitch. Let's just get this shit over, man. It's finna be morning soon. Kill her. They like, you know what? That shit too easy. Let's let Grandpa. Y'all say he was the GOAT of killing in the family. Let's let him kill her. They dump her over a bucket, and his old ass can't even hold the hammer. It keep falling. A few times it hit her, crack her shit open a little bit. But for the most part, he too old. So Leatherface is guiding it down to him. Through all the mercy and all the yelling, he like, Nubbin's like, let me kill her. I kill this bitch. Fuck all that. She snatches off of him. Iconic, another movie trope from this movie. Bust through the glass. She running. That's when Leatherface get his chainsaw. He get to going after the bitch. Nubbin's caught up to her way quicker. He just slicing the bitch with a razor blade. Cutting her all the way through the parking lot. Through all they land long as a bitch. It's like a long driveway. He's slicing her back up. They get to the road, and I said this before, the fucking Black Mamba, big ass 18-wheeler drive over Nubbins. I don't know if it's on purpose or accident, but he kills Nubbin. That's when he get out Sally to try to bring her in. He